Hey everyone, welcome to the results video of our third dive coaster contest. In this contest all the players had to create a vertical drop roller coaster. And unlike most rounds, in this round players were only allowed to use base game objects and not recolorable versions of those, or at least not custom recolorable versions of those that we normally allow. Now we got quite a few entries this round, and also quite a lot of newcomers, so that's always exciting. Alright, I will show all of these entries that were submitted. I'll start with the one that got the lowest score, and I'll finish by announcing who's the winner of this round. Alright, the first entry is from Banan Fanat. He's a newcomer on my Discord server. I believe this entry was something about humans versus monkeys. Here you can see a little desert, here's a forest, some Roman buildings, and here in the middle there's this huge vertical drop roller coaster. And I guess this is then probably the monkey land. I thought it was a pretty fun theme. Definitely divided into two big lands, and it's definitely a very unusual map shape. The vertical drop roller coaster, it's a bit of obviously it's a fantasy layout. It's not something you would see in real life. I think in a next round, Banana Fanat could definitely take it up a notch by maybe having some custom supports. And maybe a little bit more decoration in the middle. I think that would definitely help him score better. Okay, next entry is from Cutsiwood. Cutsiwood made this pair of dueling vertical drop coasters. Now over here, these hills, they create quite a bit of negative g-forces. You can see it over here, minus 2.86. So that looks a little bit painful. Now, I do like that there's a pair of dueling coasters. That's always nice. But when you make a pair of dueling coasters, I think it looks best if you try to make the vehicles or the trains stay a bit close to each other throughout the duration of their ride. That's always the most fun way of making dueling coasters. That can be a little bit tricky to time them nicely, but I think there's really the added value of dueling coasters. Now I do really like the way these signs were done for the coaster names. One's called Lathe, the other's called Loath, and those are text that you can make with the Goliath characters. Okay, the next entry is from LOL69. LOL69 recreated Oblivion. So here's the vertical drop. And then here the coaster pops up out of the ground again. And then finally here's the brake run. Now of course the real Oblivion is also not too spectacular of a ride. I believe it was the first dive coaster. I do wish there was maybe a little bit more to see in this entry. I do think it's a nice recreation. Maybe a custom support or two would have been nice. I don't know. Just to make things a little bit more spectacular. But I do think it's a good recreation. Okay, here's the entry from Big Homie Mike. I believe he's another newcomer. It's a really large vertical drop coaster with several lift hills. Or maybe one lift hill. Several launches, I believe. Yeah, it's a very big layout. You can see a launch section here underground. Here's another launch section, some reversing sections. When you make a coaster like this, I think you should be careful that you don't want to have everything that's possible on a coaster on it. You're really overwhelming the viewer. I really don't know where to start. I think I did find the station over here. But yeah, a very huge layout. I do think it's nice that it has several different color schemes. Especially these towers, for example. I think here it looks pretty nice. As for the decoration, maybe a little bit on the spammy side. Just lots of trees. Maybe it's a good idea to add a few more large buildings. Maybe that would have been nice. Now, there's also some other rides. We can see all these dinghy slides here. I'm not really sure why these are disconnected here. Okay, next entry is from 30. He created this really small vertical drop coaster. Now, the coaster drops down here, does a twist, goes into the ground, then there's this vertical loop, and then it goes up this sharp hill, and immediately stops here, into the holding brakes. Now, when you have holding brakes, probably a good idea to add some brakes before it. Because I think this it looks a bit silly when the coaster arrives at holding brakes at pretty high speed and then slams into the brakes. These holding brakes are some of the best brakes in the game. They can bring a coaster to a standstill from insane speeds. So might be a little bit of a good idea to watch out with it. Now, as for the decoration, I think it looks really nice. We can see this barn building here, and this looks like all sorts of crops. Yeah, I think the decoration here is really cool. Right, and here we have the entry from Widget Kitty. Widget Kitty made her entry in the last 2 days of the contest. So yeah, in parts it does look a little bit rushed. But I am happy that Widget Kitty actually finished the entry. So over here is the station, I believe. It's over here, yeah. Station building, simple, but I think it looks pretty nice. Here's a small helix to divide the lift hill into 2. And then here's a vertical drop into this lava. I think it's pretty cool with these flames over here. But yeah, pretty simple layout. But I'm happy Widget Kitty actually finished her entry. Right, here's the entry from Chill Jer. And yeah, also a newcomer on my Discord. And Chill Jer made this big dueling coaster. I like how these trains travel up here at the same time here on top of this waterfall. Yeah, that's pretty nice to see them duel here like that. After that, they both go their separate ways. There's a few points where they actually come together, but yeah, I think it would have been nice if it was timed a little bit more carefully, so you always see them together at those points. The riders don't see each other too often. I think that would really enhance the dueling aspect of the ride. If the riders could, yeah, for example, this was a nice moment here where they were actually right next to each other for a short time. So yeah, a little bit more of that. I think this entry would have scored a lot better. But still, I think it's a quite nice layout. And I think the decorations here are also really nice. Alright, here's the entry from Sex Battler, another newcomer on my Discord. Now, what I thought about this entry was that the landscaping is actually really nice. Especially, for example, here over the water. It's almost like this person has played this game a lot. Because, yeah, these are techniques that you don't often see newer players do. But yeah, I think this is really nice. The coaster layout, I think it's also pretty cool. Here you can see the station, big lift hill. Here's a 270-degree helix. And then there's this beyond vertical drop. It's not something you see often on a B&M dive coaster. But still, pretty cool idea. And then here's some more inversions in the track. I really like this hill here over the waterfall. That's really nicely done. Also with these custom supports. Yeah, pretty nicely done. So yeah, this entry really has some parts which look like they're have been made by a player with a lot of experience. And also some parts that probably could have used some improvement. But yeah, overall, I was pretty impressed with this entry. Okay, here's the entry from Diva Donny 05. And Diva Donny made this purple vertical drop coaster here. So here's the station, here it travels up. And then through the rest of the layout. I think the layout looks pretty nice. We can also see some custom support here and there, which is always nice to see when they're done properly. Yeah, I think it looks really nice. I quite like the color scheme of this coaster. We can also see some decorations next to here. You can see this big sculpture. Here's what looks like a cat. Yeah, that's pretty funny. You can see a plaza, also with some animals, some buildings throughout the map. Now, something which I think would have allowed the map to score a little bit higher is maybe if these empty parts here with the wild grass were also decorated. Yeah, people generally don't really like seeing large areas with just flat grass. I think it's always a good idea to try and decorate every part of the map. Even if you have some grass, well, there's a cheat to actually mow the grass. It's over here. I think that that already makes it look a lot more neat. But yeah, overall quite nice. Okay, here's the entry from Aladran. Now, Aladran made this beautiful yellow dive coaster here. I really like the custom supports, but also the decoration in the map is also great. I love this building here in the middle. Yeah, it's quite a simple building, but it just looks so clean. I think Aladran created a beautiful building here. But also the buildings on this side, I think they look great. Now, I was a really big fan of this entry. Some parts are a little bit empty, like you would expect in a desert. But yeah, the part that is decorated is beautiful. I believe of all the voters, I actually gave this entry the highest score. But yeah, I think it was it's a beautiful entry. Great work from Aladran. Alright, we have another entry with the same score as the previous entry. This one is from Wes. And Wes once again made a beautiful tiny coaster. I think it looks great, especially the custom supports here for the lift hill in this first curve here. Also the fence around the coaster, I think it looks great. Nice little station, nice decoration here for the paths. Yeah, it's just a beautiful entry from Wes. Once again, players like entries which are a little bit bigger, so that's why Wes usually scores a bit on the lower side. But I heard from him he really enjoys building these entries and that he doesn't really care about the score. So I think that's that's a very good characteristic. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful entry from Wes. Really a nice dive coaster. Alright, the next entry is from Jimmy Giant. Jimmy Giant made this huge dive coaster here on this edge of the map. Oh, it's actually really fun watching all these trains go around. You don't often see a coaster that has so many trains running on it at the same time. Now, a coaster also has some clever custom support work throughout. That also looks pretty nice. Yeah, it's just really fun to follow it around. Also, the other stuff in the map looks pretty nice. I think this bridge here looks great. Pretty futuristic. Also fun to see these waves here in the ocean. Yeah, also some other rides in the map. They all have the same color, but there's some nice rides in here. I think he followed several of Astray Life's tutorials, because I see several flat rides here that you could also find in those tutorials. But yeah, I think this looks really cool. Okay, here's entry from Lurker. And Lurker actually decided to build his entry in RCT1, so he didn't actually have any cheats available. I think that's very impressive. So yeah, here you can see his dive coaster. It's this yellow thing over here. Here's the chain lift. Then there's this 180-degree turnaround. And after that there's this big drop down. And then over here there's several more hills. Of course, Lurker didn't have all the inversions that OpenRCT2 provides for this coaster type. Also no banked curves. So yeah, I think in that regard the ride is lacking a bit, of course. But still, I think it's very impressive that the Lurker built all of this in Roller Coaster Tycoon 1. I think it looks beautiful. Typical Lurker fashion. Alright, next up is the dive coaster from TechnoKiwi 91. And yeah, TechnoKiwi made a map with 3 different themes. Over here we have a big candy themed land. Over here we have a western themed land. And this is an Asian themed land. Now over here in the corner we have this dive coaster. I think the support work over here looks great. Yeah, this is really intricate support work. It looks awesome. The rest of this coaster has this Giga Coaster support track, which I think also looks pretty nice. Now the layout of this coaster, yeah, it often has an inversion, then several helixes, and here's another inversion, then more helixes, another inversion. Yeah, I think it's a pretty nice layout. Maybe it drags on a little bit between elements. There's also not a lot of height difference anymore here on this part. but overall I think it looks amazing, and the decoration is really nice, especially these two structures in between these helixes look amazing. Alright, next entry is from Johnson, and Johnson apparently wanted to do something a little bit different with this coaster, so it actually gets launched upwards from this building into these holding brakes. Now, while I think this is a really cool idea, I have to say that the train probably goes a little bit too fast into these holding brakes. Maybe it would have been better to make the launch a little bit slower. Well, I'm not sure if you're gonna see it again in this video. You probably will if I wait here long enough. But yeah, you can see them hit the brakes here quite hard. So probably that could have been improved a little bit. But still, I do think it's a cool element, this vertical launch up to this section here. Now after that, just a large layout. Again, several helixes and other elements. I do think it would be nice to have a little bit less track in between nice elements. I think this second part here is maybe missing a few inversions. So maybe if after this drop, maybe if it had a few more inversions here, I think it would have been even nicer. But still, I think the decoration looks pretty cool, especially this rockwork here, pretty intricate. Yeah, some cool buildings overall. Yeah, I think Johnson did a nice job here. Alright, next entry is from In Error Predicting a Fault. Now, you may recognize this coaster. This is a recreation of the Lego Loop coaster. Now, I think the Lego Loop coaster layout is really silly. It's just a vertical drop into two loops, and then it's back to the station. It's a really expensive Lego set, but it's really cool to see it recreated like this over here. Yeah, like I said, big vertical drop into these loops, and then back to the station. Yeah, the layout probably isn't so big in the real Lego set, because I believe the cars really have a lot of friction compared to real sized coasters. So that's probably why. But yeah, the rest of the map just looks like came straight from SimCity. Some really cool low-res buildings. It's pretty fun to watch. Here you have a fire department. Here's a hospital. I also really like how we did these railways. Yeah, looks really fun. And my favorite part was actually these low-res versions of some of the Roller Coaster Tycoon shops. A burger bar, donut shop, ice cream stall. Here's the soda shop. Yeah, a really fun map from In Error Predicting a Fault. Alright, here's the map from Nap Night. Now, Nap Night, I believe this is the first Ride Creation Contest he joins, and well, he sure knows how to make an entrance. Yeah, I think the coaster layout is beautiful. Yeah, it's nice and large, some nice elements, some inversions throughout the track. Really nicely decorated as well. I love the custom supports that Nap Night did for this coaster. And yeah, the decoration throughout the map is also beautiful. I really like the buildings that he made here. They have a really nice shape to them. Yeah, some interesting roofs for these buildings as well. And there's some great interaction here. I really like this top spin in the middle of the path here. You can also see a section here with a roller coaster train. Some other rides in between this ride. Some beautiful landscape. Yeah, I'm just really impressed with Nap Night's entry. And I really hope we get to see more entries from Nap Night soon. This is wonderful. Okay, then we have the entry from Vonterra. Vonterra made this beautiful dive coaster in a Roman theme. Here you can see the lift hill, some beautiful support work here. Here's the first inversion. After that, it immediately goes into a dive loop. But yeah, it has a beautiful layout. I love the structure here for this mid-course brake run, also with these stairs next to it. Yeah, the entry is just beautifully decorated. I love these Roman buildings that Vonterra made. Yeah, some beautiful scenery here. And I think this parachute tower over here also beautifully complements this part of the of the entry. Also a beautiful disco coaster here, also great location. Beautiful plaza here in the middle with all these statues and of course a fountain. Yeah, this entry is just beautiful to see. Okay, next up is the entry from Fitwell. Fitwell made this beautiful coaster in a Moroccan theme. So I believe it actually has 2 vertical drops. Well, here's the first one into this inversion, then another inversion. And then over here is the second vertical drop, and then it has several more inversions. But yeah, I think it's a beautiful layout, has some great support work as well. Yeah, this looks great, especially these supports over here. Some nice interaction as well. I love this building with the open roof through which you can also see this coaster which passes over it. That's some great interaction. But yeah, in general, these buildings look amazing. Especially, for example, these buildings here with these arches. Yeah, this just looks great. Also love this plaza here, also with the little stalls here. Yeah, Fitwell just made a wonderful dive coaster here. Now, by the way, you can download all these entries for yourself if you want to check them out. They're all available on my Discord server. You can find a link in the video description. And Discord is completely free. Alright, next up is this entry from Manticore. And Manticore made this recreation of Baron 1898, which is of course the dive coaster in the Efteling. Now, he said he did have to take some creative liberties. Probably mostly because of this quest crew, which is really difficult to place in a good location. But yeah, I think Manticore did an incredible job here. I think the coaster looks a lot like the original, and it's definitely recognizable as Baron. Now, Manticore actually starts his job at Efteling tomorrow. He will be a mechanic there, so I wish him the best of luck in his new job. Yeah, I think he can really be proud of this entry. It looks amazing. I love these paths here, all the decoration. But of course, also the coaster looks amazing. Also love the details here, like these lights here. There's a little bridge. Yeah, there's just wonderful stuff to see everywhere in this entry. An amazing job from Manticore 007, and it's really nice to see him join one of these contests again. Alright, next entry is from Natty's Dreamland. Natty made this really big vertical drop coaster in this what looks like an Italian city. Yeah, lots of apartment buildings over here, looks like. And this coaster actually drops down through one of those buildings. But yeah, lots of nice inversions in this map. Also great custom supports in this map as well. That's just really nice. I also love this shark swinging ship. I might use that in Imagination Mega Park. It's a really fun idea. But yeah, here's another vertical drop. Goes through several more of these buildings. Here's a little bit of a lower park section. Yeah, it's some really nice interaction over here with the bridge passing over it, and here the coaster actually passing over the bridge. That's really nice. Yeah, just lots of nice buildings here, and that's also really nice. You can actually see some starlight here in the sky, and also a moon. Yeah, a really wonderful entry from Natty's Dreamland. Alright, and then we have arrived at the top 3. This is the entry from Ball Pit Warrior. Now, this entry is incredible. The buildings here look, yeah, they look amazing. But all in all, yeah, it just looks wonderful. I think this is a great cityscape, and also landscaping, wonderful. Now, of course, we can see a vertical drop coaster over here. Here's a beautiful station. After that, coaster travels up this lift hill. Yeah, over the top of all these buildings. I think it would be amazing to actually ride this coaster and see down from this high vantage point and look over all the roofs of these buildings. Yeah, it looks incredible. Now here it pops out of the building again. yeah, it just has a really nice layout. It's also really cool. You can see a little queue over here that's in the middle of this track. That's just such nice interaction. Yeah, some really nice support work, really nice decorative support work over here with all these arches in between these support balls. Yeah, I think Ball Pit Warrior just did an incredible job in this map. And he definitely deserves being so high up in all these entries. Wonderful work. Alright, there's just 2 entries remaining. I'll first show both of them, and after that I will reveal which one is the winner of this round. Alright, here's the entry from Josh and Swag Titties. Now, it's nice to see Swag Titties in the contest once again. His work is always great, and here he and Josh once again just did some amazing work. They recreated the Shikra. And oh my, they did a fantastic job. Yeah, I just love the scale at which they built. It's a huge coaster, and yeah, they also just did insane work with the supports for the coaster. These supports, I think they look incredible. Now, it's not just the supports that look incredible, also the foliage here. It looks like they combined several trees here to create this wonderful tree here. Also this little round plaza here, and this bridge over the first drop. They once again provide a great interaction here. Also, yeah, everything here just looks so nice. Here we have the queue as well, also beautifully decorated. Yeah, these both these players just did such a nice job here. Also, the other rides in the map look great. We can see part of a log flume over here. And also there's this other ride over here. I believe it's called Tigris or Tigress. Yeah, again, beautiful support work. Yeah, Swag Titties and Josh really outdid themselves here. Amazing work. Okay, and here's the final entry. This is the entry from Enox and the Brew. Now, these players always do well in contests, and when they team up, they just become an unstoppable force. But yeah, again, beautiful coaster. I love how the coaster pops up here out of this cave. Great support work. I love these overhanging pines. Here we have the first drop, a huge drop into a volcano here, and then immediately into an inversion. Now here there's this turnaround, then here's the mid-course brake run, and I love how this mid-course brake run passes through this inversion here. Yeah, that just looks so fun. Now that's not the most clever thing they did. They actually also hit a coaster boat on their train. And by doing that, they actually made the boat splash down here in the water. You can see it in a bit when it actually arrives here. But that's just a really clever trick. It's almost there. But yeah, that just shows the possibilities people have these days with plugins, right? Like the Ride Vehicle Editor plugin, where you can just mix and match trains. Here you can see it splash down. Now, you do sometimes see a little bit of the coaster boat glitch through, but yeah, you just only see it sometimes. It's not really that distracting. But yeah, the rest of the entry also looks beautiful. You can see a nice little theater over here. Here's another really nice building. There's the aqueduct over here. Yeah, Enox and the Brew both together did an amazing job here. Alright, now it's time to reveal which one of these last 2 entries is the winner of this round. Is it this realistic entry from Josh and Swag Titties? Or is it the Roman entry from Enox and the Brew? And the winner of the 3rd dive coaster contest is... Enox and the Brew. Now, if you look at the scores, you can see they're incredibly close together. It was almost a tie. But But yeah, any one vote could have made the difference here. So yeah, just incredibly close together. But of course only one entry can be the winner, and this time it's Enox and the Brew. Now both of these last entries were amazing in their own right. The entry from Josh and Swagtitties was just beautiful in how realistic it was. And this entry from Enox and the Brew is just insanely nicely decorated. But yeah, I think both deserved to be the winner of this round. Now, this was a really popular round. We had a lot of newcomers. I always like to see new people join our community and do well in our contests. So I hope at least a few of these newcomers also decide to join one of the next rounds. Now, yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed watching all these entries, please give this video a like. It would really help out my channel. And if you want to see other videos like this, you can always subscribe to my channel. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.